welcome. Carl's Jr. has celebrated his 10th anniversary in the city of Eagle Point. It's hard to believe that it's been 10 years since Carl's Jr. put down stakes in the city of Eagle Point. Well, join me, will you, on a fond look back at the last 10 years of Carl's Jr. Jr. First time eating a meal. I ordered it for here, but they gave it to me to go instead. Let's have a look. So we got French fries. Pretty crispy. Pretty delicious, actually. Ordered the turkey burger. Presentation-wise, it looks pretty damn good, actually. It has this. Look at that bun. You know this? Turkey burger is really kind of juicy and moist. Eagle Point's finally on the map. This could be the first of a series of videos of me eating at Carl's Jr. I like the interior of the store too. It kind of reminds me of a 50s diner type ambiance. You can probably hear the music in the background. And of all the fast food chains, you could have came here first. I'm glad it's Carl's Jr. because, you know, it's like there's McDonald's everywhere and Burger King's everywhere. Just know I wholly endorse Carl's Jr. I'm glad they're in Eagle Point. This is awesome. And I wish them all the best success. Hello, it's me again. Went to Carl's Jr. Got it to go this time. And as you can see, I got French fries and got the famous star with cheese. See that there? And the reason I want to show it to you, the reason it's so cool that I have this burger, is because I have this. There, you see that? This was given out to 500 people who showed up on July 1st. And what it does, I don't know if you can read all that. It basically just entitles you to one free hamburger each week for 52 weeks. Look at that, that's a huge burger. You get that for free once a week for 52 weeks. Thank you, Carl's Jr. I appreciate this. Look at that. Muffin. You only want a French fry? You want me to fry you? She does. She wants me to fry. Hello. I'm here to discuss the Western Bacon Cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. I get these once a week for free because I stood in line for a couple of hours last year at the grand opening of the Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point, Oregon, whereupon they gave me this card. It's really worn out and faded now, and on the back almost all the dates have been filled in. I've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5 weeks left. Onion rings on a hamburger. What'll I think of next? Well, I'm just here to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the opening of Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point, Oregon. It's a beautiful day. It's nice and sunny outside. And what an eventful year it's been, too. The store is very successful. Numbers are good. It's very popular. It's about 4 o'clock. It's not too crowded in here right now, but it packs in a pretty good crowd. This is going to be the $6 burger. It's the guacamole burger. And it's pretty big. Look how awesome that is. It's got like bacon in it, and lettuce, tomato, big thick chunk of meat. I just wanted to show the Carl's Jr. card. Well, it's been exactly 1 year since I had my first free Famous Star hamburger from Carl's Jr., courtesy of this VIP card that I've had since the grand opening of the store in Eagle Point, Oregon. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank Carl's Jr. one more time for 52 weeks, 1 year worth of free hamburgers, 1 a week for a year. That's amazing. Every hamburger was delicious, and it was just a fast year. I can't believe it's over already. I already miss it. But don't worry, I'll still be a regular customer. You can't get rid of me that easily. I'll still be coming down there to eat quite a bit. Thank you very much, Carl's Jr. I saw this on YouTube and I thought I'd just try it out and see if it works. I've made a hamburger into a Luther burger, which is just an ordinary hamburger with donuts for buns. What an odd assortment of flavors this is. Meat, fat. When meat and fat combine. Wow. What is this? So, that's crazy, but not bad. It's not I mean, it really feels like something that Willy Wonka would create, you know? So what do you think is going to happen first? Am I going to get diabetes or heart disease? Am I going to have a heart attack? Today's selection will be a Big Carl. And it's a huge burger. It's got 2 patties, nice soft bun. It's got cheese and lettuce. Today we're going to tackle Carl's Jr.'s new Diablo burger. It's got bacon on it. Looks like it's got, well, kinds of stuff. It's supposed to be over half a pound, or at least half a pound anyway. Are these... Those are chicken strips. No, they're not chicken strips. Those are jalapeno poppers. Wow, so let's just kind of quickly go over what's in it. I see jalapenos on there. I see their habanero sauce. Looks like there's pepper jack cheese and the jalapeno poppers and bacon. And now we'll find out how many bites I can take before I take a sip of water. You know, I ordered this to go at the restaurant, and the cashier there offered me a glass of water anyway. He's like, here, you might as well take one of these. I'm taking it to go. Alright. Bacon's pretty good. That's a pretty nice burn. It's not a bad burn. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't make me want to cry. So basically, if you're looking for a nice hot burger, Carl's Jr. won't do you wrong, but you don't have to be scared to try it. I was nervous about what would happen if my airway would close off. And there's one final scare that I have to worry about. And that's the, well, how do I put this delicately? A couple hours from now, when nature takes its course, kind of wondering how painful that's going to be for me. So, I'll keep you posted. Remember a while back when I tried the El Diablo burger from Carl's Jr.? And the whole time I was eating it, I was like, wow, wouldn't this be great with some Chinese hot mustard? Wouldn't that make this thing a perfect hot sandwich? Wouldn't this really literally be the hottest sandwich you've ever eaten? This is the El Diablo burger. This is our Chinese hot mustard right here. So we're just going to put this Chinese hot mustard right on the bun. Here goes nothing. Oh yeah. Well, so the mustard is saying hello to the jalapenos. It's saying, hey, how's it going? I'm hotter than you. And the jalapenos actually, the mustard gives it a sweet taste. El Diablo. See, that's the real McCoy now. I wonder if I could take a pepper spray blast to the face and not even flinch. I wonder if it's gotten to that point. Yeah, there's a fire raging inside me. Wow. Finally, that was the reaction I was looking for. It burnt my nose just now. Hello. Good morning. It's 7:15 a.m. It's breakfast time. And Carl's Jr. has unveiled a brand new breakfast item. I am stoked. They call this their cinnamon swirl French toast. And it's got on the front of there, it's got a cinnamon swirl on the bread. And I couldn't be happier. This is my favorite kind of breakfast sandwich. Well, I'm gonna dive in here. Mmm. What's good about this? Softness. Soft bread, soft egg, and soft meat patty. And it's just the right kind of chewiness too. Mm. Mm. Well, that was pretty filling. Whew. And very, very good. Carl's Jr. Everyone knows the name. It's one of America's most famous fast food restaurants. They've been around since the 1940s. But to my knowledge, they do not have anything more than a double cheeseburger. They don't have a 3-patty burger or a 4-patty burger or so on. So I thought, you know, what the heck? I'm going to go to Carl's Jr. and I'm going to build myself a 10-patty hamburger. I'm going to separate it like the pros do. I feel like I've said that before. Oh, let's do it. Oh yeah, we can do it. Alright, so it just has to clear the esophagus. Who knows how long that's going to take. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was 10 patties. That was 4 big Carl hamburgers and 1 super famous star. And, 10 patties. 10 flame-broiled patties. All of them had cheese on them, every single one. There was lettuce and tomato and onion and pickles. And the Big Carl has some special sauce on there. Well, I'm full, but you know, I'm not like overly stuffed. I'm amazed that I was able to eat all that. 10 patties. Some fast food companies, you know, who shall remain nameless, had their own multiple patty burger. And so, but they banned them. They took them off the market, I guess, because people were concerned that these hamburgers were not healthy, that you should not eat 3,000 calories in one sitting. But you know, I mean, these are the same people that smoke cigarettes all day long and drink beer. Hopefully this will be an actual challenge someday that Carl's Jr. will unveil. They'll sell a 10-patty hamburger. Maybe call it the Big 10. Carl's is a top 10 burger or something like that. Or a 10 out of 10. Something along those lines, I think. I think that'd be really amazing. Eat like you mean it. Well, happy Cinco de Mayo. It's May 5th, 2016. Continuing with that tradition, I've decided to get 5, count them, 5 tacos from Carl's Jr. That goes pretty well together. Corona. And tacos. Three tacos left. Número 3. just got 2 beers left. 2 Coronas left. Three and a half Coronas. And I've eaten 4 tacos. But this is not Cuatro de Mayo. It's Cinco. So we gotta have 5. We gotta have 5, baby. We're gonna have 5. Oh God. Oh, I'm gonna puke. No, we're not gonna puke. Not gonna even think about puking. The final Corona. The 5th Corona. 5 Coronas for Cinco de Mayo. And the final taco. The final taco. And the final Cinco de Mayo. The final Corona. Yes. It's all there. Oh my God. Whew. I don't know. Gotta let all that belch air. I'm starting to feel kind of loco in the cabeza. Oh. 5. 5. Oh. Oh. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo muffins. Cinco de muffins. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty, kitty. Oh, kitty. There you go, kitty. Yeah. Carl's Jr. has a new burrito. It's the El Diablo. Okay? They took all the spices from the El Diablo hamburger and they put it in a burrito. And I just gotta know what it's all about. Oh. Oh. Whew. Made in Mexico. 12 fluid ounces. I've drunk 5 of these things. Ugh. Okay. I haven't been drunk in a long time. Oh. Well, that's all, folks. Look at that. 5 gone. 5 Coronas gone. I gave the 6th one to my dad. Oh, because this ain't 6 de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo. And now we're going to have one final burrito. Oh. Alright, so this is the El Diablo burrito. El Diablo. I wasn't going to let this day go by without having at least one burrito. Maybe I shouldn't have drank 5 Coronas. 5? What is 12 times 5? 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. 60 ounces? I drink 60 ounces of beer. Oh boy. Ah, that's not good. I'm really hoping that I don't puke. This is pretty good. Cinco de Mayo. We got through 5 tacos and 5 rodas. Mm. Oh God. Well, maybe now is a good time to. Oh, cut the film. I puked a little. Oh. Gross. Oh, shit. Oh. It's on my shirt. There's vomit on my shirt. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Well, look, happy. Ooh. Wow, it's like on my pants, on my shirt, and looks like there's a lot on the floor there. Oh boy, I puked. I didn't know I was gonna puke. It's been a while, folks, since I've drank like this. I mean, I'm 36 years old. I'm not in my 20s. What do you want? Oh my God. This was Cinco de Mayo, 2016. Oh, it's on my shirt, too. Holy shit. Well, happy Cinco de Mayo, folks. Hopefully, you had a better time of it than I did. I mean, I think I brought the holiday in right. I mean, you're supposed to drink, and you're supposed to eat. But we'll see. I don't think I'll puke again. I can't believe it. I got all over the floor, right there. Ew. Well, listen, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. I mean it. I love all of you. And I love my little kitty cat. I love my muffin. Pretty kitty. Okay. Good night, folks. Welcome, folks. Today we're going to do a review about Carl's Jr.'s new hamburger sensation, the Budweiser cheese bacon burger. But I got some actual Budweiser to go with it here because I felt that, you know, this Budweiser burger would be best if it's washed down with an actual Budweiser. So that's why I didn't do this review in the restaurant, which would have been better because I could have enjoyed my meal when it was still hot. But that's alright. So I'm anxious to give this a try. I bought the 2-patty version. Each patty is 2/3 of a pound. Or no, excuse me, each patty is 1/3 of a pound, bringing a total of 2/3. It's got an artisan bun, and the cows that the meat was made from were grass-fed, so that's cool. It has applewood smoked bacon on it, and caramelized onions, and this Budweiser beer sauce. So I did some digging, and that turns out to be a real thing. There's such a thing called beer cheese sauce, and I'm going to have to make some of that later on. I found a recipe for it online. You know, Carl's Jr. never really fails to let me down in the burger department. They have always consistently come up with burgers that I have always loved. I've never in my life had a burger that I outright hated. There have been a few burgers that I didn't really understand very well. They had a burger that had blue cheese on it, and I'm not really a blue cheese kind of guy, but I don't know where to start with these fries. That's interesting. So these are their crinkle cut fries, or I guess you'd call it the waffle fry. Lattice cut fries. Wow, that has that beer cheese sauce on it. Let's get into this burger. This artisan bun, which is really neat. It's better than their ordinary sesame seed bun because it has a glossy sheen to it. Can you see that? And it's also a better bun. It's just a better quality bun because it's softer and it just tastes a whole lot better. But I love it when Carl's Jr. comes out with something new to try. And this time I was gung-ho for it. Anything with the name Budweiser in the title, you gotta try it. Yep, Carl's Jr. Just remember it as the one star that you can't break. The one star that no one can vandalize. The one star that will always be faithful to you and be true. Forever. It really seems like Carl's Jr. is really trying hard to compete with In-N-Out now. Especially because in the market where I live, we have both restaurants. And Carl Jr., if you guys are watching, you have nothing to worry about. What I love the most about your restaurant, besides the fact that your food is just awesome, is that you come up with new burgers all the time. At least once every couple of months. You roll out a new burger creation. And it seems to me that there's an infinite number of combinations you can put on a burger. So, you should have many, many wonderful years. I've discovered something brand new from Carl's Jr. Actually, it's something that's been around for a while, and then they discontinued it, and now they brought it back. I'm referring to, of course, the French toast dips from Carl's Jr. It's a breakfast item. And what they do is it's supposed to be like a wedge of French toast, like a square-shaped piece of French toast, but it's not completely accurate. Now, I want to talk about what these are like. Now, when you get them, they're going to be piping hot. They're going to be crispy on the outside. They're going to be soft and gooey on the inside. There's no cream in the middle. It's just a really soft, spongy, like a. You know what it's like, actually? It's like a deep-fried Twinkie. That's kind of what I think. And oddly enough, I looked at the ingredients, and the one thing I couldn't find was egg. There is no egg in this French toast. Can you believe that? So how can they call it French toast? They just put some artificial flavoring on it. But, you know, as it goes, it's not bad. So if you look in the center of what it looks like, it just kind of, it's basically batter. It's like they took pancake batter or the batter for a deep fried Twinkie and just shaped it into a little square and then deep fried that. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. These taste pretty good, especially when you dunk it in syrup there. These were supposed to come with powdered sugar, but it looks like they skimped out on it. Carl's Jr. keeps trying to knock their breakfast out of the park every time. Over the years, I've tried, they've had a French toast sandwich, they had a pretzel, like like a pretzel sandwich, sausage, croissant, except instead of croissants, they used pretzels for buns. That was really good. But I have to say, this is really great. Now it's only $2.50, $2.50 for 5 of these things. And under normal circumstances, that's plenty. You don't need more than that. But being as how I am not normal, I went ahead and bought 10. And you know what? Bacon is really a good companion. I do recommend buying this. It is good. This is the second time I've had it, and I went in yesterday and bought it for the first time and decided, you know, that this is something I have to review. And it was very, very good. They were crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Very sweet. The syrup, that of course makes it all so much better because, well, I mean, for one thing, it's dry. It helps lubricate the French toast stick. Makes it go down a little easier. And for another, maple gives it a great flavor. I recommend that you go out and buy it. The French toast dips are at Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, wherever you're from in the country. You'll find them there for the breakfast. It's on their breakfast menu only, so you want to get there early in the morning before they stop doing breakfast. Well, hello, I am at Carl's Jr. Today is May 24th, 2017. Today is their 5th anniversary of Carl Jr. opening up in Eagle Point, Oregon. And I decided to celebrate this momentous occasion by ordering 5 things off the menu. I've got my famous star with cheese, which there's an interesting story behind that. I'll get to that in a second. French fries. I've got a crunchy taco here. I've got an order of chicken strips. And I've got this wonderful 5th anniversary milkshake that's very special. So, over the last 5 years, it's just been an amazing experience to have Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point. Before that, there really wasn't any fast food restaurants in the town. I mean, yeah, you had Subway, but that doesn't count. That's not a burger joint. So it was really neat to have a bona fide hamburger chain restaurant right here in Eagle Point. And I've been here since the very beginning. I videotaped the construction. When they broke ground with the shovel, I was right there to catch it all. Everything. From ground up. And over the years, I've tried a lot of wonderful products here. Their burgers are awesome. Juicy, meaty, filling, like this. This is their famous star with cheese. And actually, on opening day, I came down here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the owner of the store was giving away these coupons to the first 500 customers or so. Everybody would receive a free famous star with cheese once a week for the next 52 weeks. And I was part of that. It was an honor to be it was a privilege to be part of that too. There we go. So happy anniversary, Carl's Jr. I can't wait to get this grub down. The store is amazing. I've always had positive experiences here. The employees are super friendly, super nice. They'll go the extra mile for you every time. It's beautiful here. The food is great. And I can't wait to dig in and enjoy all this. Happy birthday. Happy 5th anniversary, Carl's Jr. But anyway, I just wanted to say, happy anniversary, Carl's Jr. I love you guys. Your food is awesome. Your service is second to none, really. I enjoy every visit that I have here. And so, here's to 5 years, and hopefully many, many more. What do you think, Cujo? Did you like it? Is it good? He says it's okay. Hold on. Yep, I think Cujo liked it. I think he would like to go to Hawaii. Would you like to go to Hawaii? Well, folks, it's me again, and we have a special treat for you today. Carl's Jr. has unveiled their brand new charbroiled Hawaiian chicken sandwich. We got an inquisitive kitty over here. What is that? That's a chicken sandwich. That's a charbroiled Hawaiian chicken sandwich. Oh, yes. Good boy, Cujo. Good boy. Yes. Aloha. Yes. Hey, you know what? I just thought of something. It's too bad I didn't get laid while I was down at Carl's Jr. Huh? Get it? Huh? Hello, and thank you for joining me today on this most somber occasion. Today I'm at Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point, Oregon, where I'm about to eat a satisfying meal, like I always do, but here, this time, it's different. Just last weekend on Saturday, May 19th, 3 Eagle Point High School students lost their lives in an automobile collision while driving on Interstate 5 near Yoncalla, Oregon, which is north of Sutherland and south of Cottage Grove. Apparently, another motorist entered their lane, heading their direction, putting them on a collision course. A total of 4 lives perished that fateful day, including the driver of the other car involved in the crash. The victims were Giselle, Jennifer Montano, Luciana Teles Cabezas, and Esmeralda Neva, all 18-year-old seniors at Eagle Point High School. These young women were preparing to graduate high school in just a few short weeks, and so they were taking one last road trip to celebrate. These are the most tragic of circumstances for our small community of Eagle Point. What should normally be a time of joy has turned into a time of mourning. Carl's Jr. here in Eagle Point has decided to help by donating all the proceeds of today's sales, May 25th, 2018, to the families of the three young women who passed away. So today I'm swinging for the fences. I've got one of my favorite $6 burgers here, a large order of fries, a large soda, some onion rings, some chicken tenders, some deep fried zucchini, and for dessert I'm enjoying a delicious hand-scooped milkshake. I don't really need to eat all this stuff, but I wanted to contribute something because I know that just like the rest of you, I feel absolutely horrible about what happened. I hope you will join me in honoring the lives of Giselle Montano, Luciana Teles Cabezas, and Esmeralda Neva. And even if you couldn't stop by Carl's Jr. today for a bite to eat, there's still more opportunities for you to help the victims and the victims' families get through this. Friends of the families have planned a variety of sales. One of the earliest is a taco sale from a home at 618 Albert Street, Medford, starting at 3 p.m. Thursday, May 24th. Claudia Morelos, an organizer, said all are welcome and all funds will go to directly to support the families. Clave Nueva Truck Club Oregon posted on its Facebook page about a car wash fundraiser beginning 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. May 26th and 27th at 603 South Riverside Avenue in Medford. Washes will be free, but donations are encouraged. Many of the sales planned said their funds would go directly to the Eagle Point Girls Memorial Fund, established to the Road Credit Union. Donations can be made at any Road Credit Union branch or by phone at 541-622-7328 or 1-800-856-7328. They also can be mailed to the Road Credit Union, P.O. Box 4550, Medford, Oregon 97501. A GoFundMe account, our Three Angels Memorial Fund, was also started by Yareli Montano, who identified herself as a mourning cousin. Cold Stone Creamery at 635 Medford Center will donate all sales while it's open from 12 to 10 p.m. Thursday, May 31st. Co-owner Blair Sundell said that all staff scheduled to work that day have also agreed to donate all of their tips from the day. Black Rock Coffee at 112 West Lynn Road, Eagle Point, which is just across from where we are right now at Carl's Jr., is also donating its sales the following Friday, June 1st from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Two local winners on Upper Applegate Road, Valley View Winery and Red Lily Vineyards, will donate 100% of their proceeds from Saturday, May 26th to the families. And finally, local nonprofit Compassion Highway Project, meanwhile, began a fundraiser on Facebook to pay for a large frame prints of photos of each girl. Local artist Kayla Malone created the images based off a senior portrait of Montano she shot and other portraits of Neva and Teles, a fantasy natural light photographer. According to her business Facebook page, Malone used her editing skills to add angels' wings to each of the girls' portraits, a representation of how each had earned their wings. It's humbling to see how so many people actively involved in fundraising efforts to help the families of these three young girls cope with their overwhelming loss right now. I know I speak for everyone when I say I wish I could do more to take away their suffering. I'd like to close now with a poem that I found. Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and very dear. Thank you for your time, and God bless. I'll go ahead and have a number 7, please. The half-pound version.
For here to go.
That'll be for here, please.
Just the burger or then the combo?
Oh, the combo's great.
Small, medium, or large?
Medium, please.
That gives you everything for you?
Yep, that'll be.
$9.68.
There you go.
You want a receipt?
Sure.
Hello, how are you? Good, thank you. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Carl's Jr. is selling sliders for the very first time ever. The sliders first came about, these little hamburgers were first created by White Castle Restaurant. It was the Navy that coined the term slider. Apparently, on their ships, these burgers would slide around because they're so greasy. So they just called them sliders. Slide back and forth on the ship. Alright, we'll say we did 10 sliders in 20 minutes. That's a terrible, terrible record. Alright. Well, it took 21:55 for me to swallow all that burger and swallow it. Chew all that burger and swallow that slider. So, 10 sliders in 21 minutes and 55 seconds. Oh my god. Well, I'm just not a time. I can eat the other 10, but I'm not gonna. I mean, it'll just be another 20 minutes, if not longer. And that's not much fun. I think most people who aren't competitive eaters can eat 20 sliders in an hour. Now I've got belches. Well, once again, folks, this is a YouTube video that no one's ever going to see. That's too bad, because Carl's Jr. sliders are really awesome. They're delicious. I love these things. I love the buttery bun. I love the juicy patty. Everything else on there is pretty basic. It's got a little onion, it's got a little mustard, and it's got a slice of pickle. And as condiments go, those taste pretty good too. But, so. Carl's Jr.'s new sliders, charbroiled sliders. Turns out they don't slide down the throat that easily. 10 sliders, 22 minutes. We can work on that. Hello, today is it's April 5th now. We've been under quarantine now for 2 weeks. Alright. Oregon State Governor Kate Brown issued an executive order on March 23rd, 2020. It was called the Stay at Home, Stay Healthy order. Basically, it's shelter in place. It puts restrictions on where you can go anywhere. They really want you to stay home. They want everybody to stay home during this coronavirus pandemic that's been sweeping the globe. There are 1.2 million cases of coronavirus all over the world, and 65,000 people have died. That's just terrible. And the deaths in America, they say that we lead the country of those 1 million cases. So there's 321,107 cases as of April 5th, 2020. 9,128 deaths. And how that breaks down in Oregon, where I'm from, there's about, I think they said 999 cases. There's probably, that was in yesterday's paper, so there's probably at least 1,000 cases by now. So 1,000 cases in Oregon. Jackson County, the county in which I reside, has 29 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Of Jackson County's 29 positive cases, 4 are in their 20s, 2 are in their 30s, 3 are in their 40s, 4 are in their 50s, 7 are in their 60s, 8 are in their 70s, and 1 is in the 80 and over category. 5 people have required hospitalization, 1 each in their 30s and 50s, 2 in their 70s, and in the 80 and over case. No one has died from COVID-19 as of yet, which is very promising, I think. Carl's Jr. is still doing business as of today. The drive-thru is open, of course, but the lobby is closed. What that means, in spite of this, is that customers who arrive on foot can either call their order in advance on the phone using their bank cards, or they can still arrive at the restaurant and wait outside to receive their orders. And so that brings us to what I'm having right now. I was afraid that I would never be able to eat at Carl's Jr. because I don't have a car. But I was very surprised when I showed up on foot, and the chef, who I know a little bit from as a customer who shops at Eagles Market and Gas, he answered the door and he told me that they can take my order. All I have to do is hand him the money, tell him what I want, and they'll run my card, come back out with the receipt and the food, and then I can just go on my way. But so I decided that I would just keep it simple. Right now they have a special where if you get 2 famous stars with cheese, it's only $5. Had my famous star with cheese at Carl's Jr. It was delicious. I loved it. It was a good burger. And there'll be many more to come. Hopefully it won't be too long before I get to sit in the restaurant and enjoy one. But stay healthy and stay sane and try to stay sober through all this. You know, don't make it worse by becoming an alcoholic or a junkie. That's not going to end well. Believe me, it won't. You got to focus on what's important. Chances are there's something in your life that's worth clinging to. Your husband, your wife, your kids, your parents, your siblings. There's got to be something positive, something in your life. Your animals, your pets. Come on, everybody's got to have something. You know, everybody's got somebody. I've got my kitty cat. I've got my little muffin kitten right here. Kitty, I love you. Muffin, I love you. Yes, I do. You're gonna get me through this. You're gonna get me through this quarantine. Yes, you are. I know. Yes, you are. You're my best friend in the whole wide world. Yes, you are. You're gonna get me through this quarantine. Quarantine with a kitten. Oh, yes. As you can see, she loves to be held. She's gonna comfort me through the tough times. Everybody's got somebody, right? That you can lean on. Stay healthy and stay safe. Hi, it's me again. I am at Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point, where I'm celebrating the 10th anniversary of Carl's Jr. Think of it, they've been in this town of Eagle Point for 10 years. 10 years. And you know, when they first opened, they used to have this rock and roll theme. It wasn't very popular, just they played rock and roll music from the 50s. And I guess the staff at the time was driven stark raving mad, so they had to stop playing kind of old-fashioned rock and roll music, and they had to start playing other kinds. They played country music in here for a while, and now it seems like they're just playing ordinary music off the radio, contemporary R&B, rock, hip-hop, that kind of stuff. Easy listening, I guess you'd call it. Anyway, there's something else I noticed about Carl's Jr. in general as a corporation. Wherever there's a Walmart, you find a Carl's Jr. nearby. There's a Walmart across the street, and I discovered that Walmart does business in 37 Oregon cities. And of those 37 cities, there are 25 Carl's Jr. franchise locations. So there's a little bit of overlap. 25 cities have both Carl's Jr. and a Walmart in them. And of that, 8 Walmarts are less than a mile from the nearest Carl's Jr. And 8 Walmarts are less than 2 miles from Carl's Jr. So that's just an interesting little coincidence that I discovered. Walmart and Carl's Jr. seem to have some sort of sweetheart deal in place. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not going to explain. But anyway, the last 10 years have been, well, not entirely good. 2018 was a rather tragic year for the city of Eagle Point. What happened was, in May of 2018, 3 Eagle Point High School seniors were killed in a car crash. And I have their names. Jennifer Montano, 18, of White City, and Luciana Teldes Cabezas and Esmeralda Neva, both 18 and from White City. The driver of the other car also died in the crash. She was, her name was Gail Ward. She was 65 and she lived in Vancouver, Washington. The high school students were apparently on their way to some trip. They were on Interstate 5. They were going to go to a party somewhere, you know, like a last hurrah before they graduated, you know. And just like that, all 3 of them were snuffed out in the prime of their lives. And why that's relevant to Carl's Jr. is because Carl's Jr. set up a fundraiser to help ease the financial burden to the victims' families. They helped pay for funeral costs. That was a real touching thing for Carl's Jr. to do, but it made us aware that Carl's Jr. is part of Eagle Point's community. That they stand up for the people, and that's very commendable. And I can't let this go without saying anything about it, without bringing it up. Someone did get killed in this restaurant, also in the year 2018, September of 2018. A man named Matthew Graves, a 33-year-old Eagle Point resident, was shot to death by the police. It's a long story, it's drama, it's complicated. I don't want to delve into it. Let me just say that what happened was tragic. The grand jury found that it was the shooting was justified. And the city of Eagle Point awarded the family of Matthew Graves $5 million. And that's all I'm going to say about that. What happened was tragic, and I'll be honest with you. I don't like eating inside the restaurant as much as I used to, knowing that a man lost his life here. It's just, it's very strange. Still haven't gotten it. But I wish that his family could find peace, particularly his mother. She was devastated by what happened, surprised by it. And as a community, we were all shocked. It kind of divided us as to who was to blame for what happened. Anyway, may Matthew Graves rest in peace. And we can move on to more pleasant topics like this restaurant. Today, I'm going to review something called a Primal Angus Thick Burger with prime rib. And the cool thing about this prime rib sandwich is that the prime rib was cooked using something called a sous vide. Yeah, it's French. It's sous vide. Sous vide cooking method. Basically, it's you put the meat into a pouch, you put the pouch into a carafe of boiling water, and it's not necessarily boiling either. The water can be less than 212 degrees, and then it can be slow cooked for a long time. And apparently that ensures a more even cooking. The meat will be juicier. I guess we'll put that to the test today. So this has got prime rib on it. Here's the black Angus patty, slow cooked prime rib. Looks like it's got onion rings on it too. So we're gonna see how this tastes. Now this burger is part of a promotion for the upcoming movie Jurassic Park Dominion. And what's cool about that movie is that it reunites the cast from the first film. Dr. Alan Grant, Ian Malcolm, Ellie Sadler, they're all going to be in it. All the surviving cast members from the first film, except for Dr. Wu, who turned out to be a bad guy, an evil agent. But, so this is it. This is the Primal Angus Thick Burger with prime rib that was cooked using the sous vide method. Hard to think about how good this is. It tastes pretty good. It's got a potato bun, which is it's really light and airy, chewy, soft. This burger doesn't have any traditional condiments. There's no toppings such as lettuce, tomato, or onion on this burger. It's just meat. And there's cheese on there too, I think. Well, I'll say this, the prime rib is very tender. French fries are still good. You know, 10 years ago I had the benefit of eating fresh cooked food right off a brand new fryer, never been used. I had a turkey burger the first time, and that was the best turkey burger I've ever had. This burger is it's pretty meaty. Well, I can't wait to go see Jurassic Park Dominion. It's going to be a pretty bloated cast. I mean, you got the original cast from the 1993 Jurassic Park is in it, and you got the current cast. You got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. She's in it. Originally, 10 years ago, I was given a coupon for 52 free Famous Stars. So I could get one each week for the next 52 weeks. That was the best year of my life. Not going to lie about that. Carl's Jr., through thick and through thin, has always been there for me. And I've always been there for them. And I look forward to the next 10 years. And beyond. It's amazing that after 10 whole years in Eagle Point, Carl's Jr. is still the only fast food restaurant in this town. Subway over there, they sell sandwiches, they don't count. But you do not have a McDonald's, you don't have Wendy's here. I was kind of hoping that Carl's Jr. would pave the way for other restaurants to follow, but it didn't work out that way. That's alright. Carl's Jr. is my port in the storm. Always has been. And I feel very lucky and blessed that Carl's Jr. is in Eagle Point and has been for the last 10 years. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed all those clips from the past. I know I did. 10 years. Carl's Jr. in Eagle Point. Who would have thunk it? Especially because in the beginning, Carl's Jr. faced opposition from the city council. They felt that there would be a traffic hazard. They didn't want to deal with that, I guess. But it didn't happen. Traffic flows normally through here. It's not too bad. I don't think there have been any major accidents. I don't recall any fatalities in this particular stretch of Highway 62. As a result of a car accident. Anyway, thank you for joining me for the 10-year celebration. Got this thick burger. Primal Angus thick burger. Because it's nothing but meat. It's fit for a carnivore. We also had to deal with the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. Carl's Jr. was actually closed for several months. At least the dining area. I think you could always get drive-through. Except for that brief time when everybody quarantined and only essential businesses could remain open. I'm not sure if Carl's Jr. had to close. I think they did for a while, had to close. But this was during the COVID-19 pandemic, which we're just starting to get away from. We're starting to emerge from it. We're not social distancing. We're not wearing masks. So for a while, all I could do was either walk up to Carl's Jr.'s drive-thru and get hamburgers that way, or I would use DoorDash. Are you familiar with DoorDash? It's an app you can use on your smartphone to have food brought to your door. DoorDash. Carl's Jr. Thank you for joining me, and God bless.